Good evening, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome to 2C TV. This is your live update about new discoveries in Gaza, the south part of Gaza and close to Rafah. This is actually quite fascinating considering more tunnel networks have now been discovered, this time right underneath the United Nations Agency's headquarters in Gaza. Not only that, with entry access to these buildings. Imagine a group of people spend years building a tunnel under your building with loud construction equipment, and then you just pretend you didn't know about it with actual entry access as well. Hello to everybody in the live chat. We'll get your reaction as usual. We're going to show you the video that we received from IDF. We are going to show you a statement from the IDF, and we are going to show you, we're going to be objective. We are going to be showing you both sides, because we also have a statement from the UNRWA, EAZXY, the obviously United Nations Agency in Gaza and the Palestinian territories. And yeah, we're going to go through the details of what's actually going on. This is a fascinating discovery once again. Hands up, anybody who is shocked and surprised by this discovery? No one, absolutely no one. So, as I said, we have some details about the video that has now been released. This is basically Gaza's most successful underground movement. There was a comment I saw in the live chat before we actually went live. Someone actually said something brilliant. Let me just find it now while we are just getting started. How do I find this? Basically, someone said, I can't find it unfortunately. This was basically, they were trying to build the tube network underground train, and they got sidetracked. This was the HS2 moment. It was a brilliant comment. Unfortunately, I can't find it right now because it was at the beginning of the live stream. But let's go to the video we received from IDF when they discovered this tunnel. I'm going to guess the United Nations and the political left and the mainstream media are going to claim that the Israelis built the tunnels themselves over the last couple of months, and then to blame it on the UN. Let's go to the video.
טוב, אז אנחנו נכנסים עכשיו למנהרה הגדולה הזאת, המנהרה הטכנולוגית. חלק מהתשתית שנשארה כאן, השרתים, ה-DVRים.
אנחנו כרגע נמצאים בליבת הסוד, לשמה הגענו, תחת הבניין המרכזי של אונר"א. כאן נמצאים השרתים המודיעיניים של החמאס.
חברים, אנחנו נמצאים עכשיו במטה הראשי של יו"ר אונר"א. מכאן הכל יתנהל, יש פה את כל המשרדים של כל סוכנויות האו"ם שאמורות לתת סיוע הומניטרי. יכולים לראות פה את כל הכבלים שהיו מחוברים פה לארון תקשורת שהוציאו אותה החוצה. מי מנתק דבר כזה? רק מי שיש לו מה להסתיר. ויש פה כבלים שאתם יכולים לראות שיורדים כלפי מטה לתוך התת קרקע, מנותקים, לא השאירו פה שום דבר מחובר כמעט שאפשר, כל מה שהם הספיקו לחתוך.
Alright, so before we continue, because as I said, we have a response from the IDF, we also have a counter response from the United Nations actually denying the reality. But the best thing I've seen is actually from, guess who? Owen Jones. I know. I have to show it. I have to. If you're watching from abroad and you don't know who Owen Jones is a so-called journalist for The Guardian. And he's a Marxist, he's a socialist, and he's a little bit special, let's just say. This is what Owen said. Whoa, this is big. Owen said, "What a load of desperate BS. There's tunnels everywhere under Gaza." He says it like it's a normal thing, by the way. And even if they are under the UNRWA's headquarters, that is completely irrelevant to the United Nations. Israel lies and lies and lies again. And this is a desperate attempt to crush UNRWA and deflect from Israel's atrocities. Mr. Jones, the fact that you said it such a casual way, there are tunnels everywhere. This is not just a tunnel. This is not just a tunnel that happened to go underneath the building. This was the actual intelligence servers headquarters. They literally had servers there. This was a base underneath with entry access to the building. This is not just, oh, we just happened to go there. It's like the Jubilee line on the underground. Well, it happened to be on the London Eye. I can't help it with that. Anyway, let's go to the IDF statement saying, acting on ISA intelligence, the forces discovered a tunnel shaft near an UNRWA school leading to an underground tunnel beneath the UNRWA's main headquarters. The forces found electrical infrastructure inside the tunnel connected to the UNRWA's main HQ, suggesting it was supplying the tunnel with electricity generated by the fuel provided through humanitarian aid. This 700-meter long tunnel, 18 meters deep, contained multiple blast doors and various intelligence assets seized by the forces. Intelligence and documents found confirmed the officers used by the Hamas. Large quantities of weapons, including rifles, ammunition, grenades, and explosives, were uncovered, hidden in the building's offices. Inside the headquarters. So, okay, this is funny because you do realize what this means. If you... I just got a comment, by the way. I know we're getting sidetracked, but it's important. Julia's not too happy about... oh, no, not this one, the other one. Sorry, I'll come back to you guys as well. Julia said, I'm turning off the live stream if you quote that D head again. That's Owen Jones, by the way. I apologize. Never again. Please forgive me. The idea is, wherever you are right now, if you're watching us from New Zealand, Norway, Switzerland, Canada, Israel, the United States, the UK, all of us have been essentially funding these tunnels, not necessarily out of corruption because of our political leaders, not even that. They are literally been using the infrastructure, the electrical infrastructure from the United Nations building, which we fund using our tax money to basically fuel and help the base. It's not just the tunnels, it's the actual base with the actual documents and intelligence and the servers. So the next time you ask yourself, who funds Hamas? All of us. We've been doing it for years without even realizing. Now, the best part of the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, is now here. Let's talk about Lazzarini. Lazzarini is the Commissioner General of the United Nations agency in the Palestinian territory, the UNRWA. Guess what? Guess what he said? Denied the whole thing. Bullet points. Oh yeah, they love bullet points at the UN. UNRWA did not know what is under its headquarters in Gaza. As I said, imagine building a tunnel under your building for years with loud equipment, with access and entry access, and you were like, I had no idea what was going on. I thought they were just building the tube, the trains. UNRWA is made aware of reports through the media regarding a tunnel under the UNRWA headquarters. It's not the tunnels that's a problem, it's the fact that it's an actual base with intelligence. Stop talking about tunnels. UNRWA staff left its headquarters in Gaza City on October the 12th, following the Israeli evacuation orders. Then why is it that you don't get the other civilians to leave the area? What is wrong with you? You're supposed to be caring for the civilians. We have not used the compound since we left it, nor are we aware of any activity that may have taken place. Hang on. Nobody's saying that. Nobody even said you've been doing it since the 7th of October. We are saying you were doing it for years before the 12th of October. These people are claiming, well, they're implying that someone built the tunnels and the base after the 12th of October. So, but we left that area. We don't even know what was going on. What about beforehand? Oh, wow. Anyway, we understand, they say, through media reporting, they love the media reporting, don't they, that the Israeli army has deployed troops within the UNRWA headquarters in Gaza City. No S, Sherlock. We are therefore unable to confirm or otherwise comment on these reports. Luckily, we have the actual video evidence, which we already showed you. We're going to show you again if you joined us late, don't worry. In times of no active conflict, UNRWA inspects inside its premises every quarter. The last inspection was completed in September 2023. Hang on. No active conflict. That was also the ceasefire period. Why did you not? Were you not there during the ceasefire period? UNRWA is a human development and humanitarian organization that does not have the military and security expertise nor the capacity to undertake military inspections of what is or might be under its premises. In the past, whenever suspicious cavity was found close to or under the UNRWA premises, protest letters were promptly filed to parties to the conflict, including both the de facto authorities in Gaza, I can't even say the word Hamas, and the Israeli authorities. What's it got to do with the Israelis? The matter was consistently reported in annual reports presented to the General Assembly and made public. Ooh, yes, very sexy. These recent media reports merit an independent inquiry that is currently not possible to undertake, given Gaza is an active war zone. The Israeli authorities have not informed UNRWA officially about why would they even bother? It's nothing to. It's complete nonsense. Absolutely stupidity. The whole organization is corrupt. If I were the Israeli government, I wouldn't even bother contacting them anymore. The United Nations is UNRWA is the terrorist wing of Hamas, of the United Nations. That's what it is at this point. I love how they want to cover it up. You can't cover up the actual video evidence. Let me just go through this again. We have this video. Okay, this is the detail. I'm going to actually talk over it. It's not like the last one. That's the school. That's the headquarters underneath. And on top of the university in Gaza, right? They literally have the entry points. Both buildings have entry points. The actual headquarters. Footage of the tunnel that was discovered underneath the Al Rimal school, which is the United Nations school. This is literally the evidence. And you can obviously verify this with Google Earth, Google Maps. This is the opening. By the way, this is why the operation is taking ages in Gaza, because they have to basically dig all these areas to find out weird entries. It's not as easy. Footage from inside the actual tunnel, you can see. That's the entry. They're going inside. Oh, by the way, the infrastructure is absolutely beautiful. I really want to know how they built this and who built it. Was it a company? Or did they just use the same people who built the pyramids in Egypt? It's absolutely fascinating, by the way. If these guys had actually built infrastructure in the United Kingdom, I would be so happy. So this is turning into like a Call of Duty, sort of like a video game sort of camera. This is brilliant. Electrical room. So that was the first thing they found. Batteries. A huge set of batteries with their servers and everything else. So this is not just a tunnel. It's the actual infrastructure. And it was actually being fueled, getting the energy from, yes, the United Nations building. Headquarters. Footage showing the location of a tunnel underneath the main headquarters of the UNRWA. I can't even use simple letters tonight. But it's, again, that now comes out and you can see the actual building. That's the headquarters you can see on the right-hand side. Exit. That's the tunnel. That's the outside area. And this is pure evidence. And of course, you're going to get the left to say, I don't know, this is AI or Israel built it last minute and they put all the servers there. Yeah, the server room connected to the intelligence and communications assets in the tunnel. Server room, which constitutes the intelligence asset located in the tunnel. How much would it cost to have all this, right? I do love it. Outside the building, it says no guns. And then they found all the equipment and everything else and materials and documents inside the building itself. I mean, the irony is brilliant, isn't it? This is the actual headquarters of the United Nations agency in the middle of Gaza. I mean, that's it, right? Where am I? I'm here. Oh my, what's going on here? This is chaos. Go back to normal. All right. It's turning to like GB News level technical issues. All right, let's go to you guys quickly before we continue. Solid Snake says, and the UNRWA honestly didn't know there was a base. They claimed there were only a few bad apples. There are good people on both sides. Abraham says the UN is corrupt to the core. It's infiltrated from the top to bottom. With neo-Marxists and Islamofascists, cannot trust Amnesty International either, and the so-called Human Rights Watch. But actually, to be fair, you can't really focus on the Amnesty International because it's not really a proper organization anymore. It's the same thing with the Red Cross, for example. You can't even trust them anymore. Dr. Evie says, UN needs completely new management. You need to just scrap the whole thing and just create a very simple, almost similar to the Security Council, but slightly more competent. All you need is just that, and in a very neutral way. And you can't really have that. That's the problem. Elaine says, I wonder if mainstream media will let us know. Well, they're going to blame Israel, as usual. We have a couple of super chats as well. Peter Green, a big shout out to Peter. Thank you. Saying, Owen Jones is a know-it-all. He knows everything about nothing and nothing about everything else. The funny thing about the Owen Jones tweet was, which I showed you, and Julie will kill me if I do it again, so I won't put it on the screen, is the fact that, how does he know? He's defending Gaza. How does he know? He's got no evidence. He's saying, no, nothing actually happened. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fascinating. RG says, just so you understand the magnitude of this find, more than 20 servers, each with 10 terabytes of information were found there. This is one of the largest bits of intelligence Israel ever found. Yes, absolutely spot on. Erica says, Maya, you are going to go down in history, mate. Oh, I thought that was the end of the sentence. You're going to go down in history. A true voice of the people. You're so instrumental in our country's future history. God bless you. Thank you very much. Claudia says, thank you for your courageous work. USA here. May I suggest you consider a moderator for your chat? Okay, yes, obviously. I'm going to hire people. Don't worry, I'm going to expand the channel. But for now, if anybody is spamming the live chat, let me know. Just put usernames right now. If someone's just saying random things, don't worry about them. But if anybody's spamming it, let me know. We'll deal with them. We'll send them to Gaza. Brian, thank you so much for saying the 3/4 of a pint, mate. Top man. That's not bad. Thank you. Alona, one of our regulars, saying UN of today. United Nutters or United Nazis? Maybe both. Maybe both. Oh dear. Owen Jones loves wellies and sheep. I don't want to know why. Don't explain it. This is a fake Israeli propaganda channel. Well, that's correct. It's because it's not a real propaganda channel. It's like using double negatives. It's either an Israeli propaganda channel or a fake. So, factually speaking, it is a fake Israeli propaganda channel. I think what you mean is it's an Israeli propaganda channel. Also, an Israeli propaganda channel would not slag off the Israeli government and Netanyahu quite repeatedly, which we do. I'm not part of any tribe. I don't care about governments or political parties, and I just basically slag off everybody at the same time. Equally, I believe in equality. Equally hate everyone, all parts of the political spectrum. Ian Robertson says, repressive tolerance has corrupted everything. Yep. And BJ says, caught with their pants down. They're still going to deny it. They're still going to manage to find a way to deny everything. And they have already, as we already showed you the statements. We'll do, if you just join us late, don't worry, we'll do a recap as well as we continue the live stream. I'm just going to get some reaction from you guys, because obviously this live streams that we do is also for you, so that you guys could actually contribute to us as well. Your comments. Lunatic Asylum. Love the name, by the way. Thank you so much for the super chat, saying the rest of that pint. Oh, teamwork, guys. Teamwork to get me a pint. I love that. I am new here. Are you an ex-Muslim? Fortunately, I was never a Muslim. No, literally our family had to escape Iran, my mother, because obviously people following that ideology were chasing us and chasing her. No, never been a Muslim. That's why I'm always happy and smiley. That's why I love life, rather than focus on getting my virgins in the afterlife. Not like an Epstein Island thing. Do you think that there is a server headquarters of GoDaddy? I wouldn't be surprised. GoDaddy website, I love that. Nanian Railway says the media will say Hamas used the tunnels searching for water leaks Yeah, I think they were just building the London Underground train network. They're just building their own HS2, as one of the guys said in the live chat earlier on. They just got distracted. I love that comment. Michael says, how can Maya keep a straight face when mentioning Owen Jones? It takes a lot of practice. I've practiced in a mirror, pretending I'm looking at Owen Jones. It's not easy. Okay, let's just quickly go to a couple of super chats because I've missed so many now. And then we'll go do a recap. Don't worry, guys, if you just joined us now. Christopher's mum. Oh, who is she? £5 super chat, thank you. Saying, love your channel. Love Christopher's mum as well. Let's see, Midnight Prowler saying, oh, a big thank you, super chat, saying, keep up the great work, love your videos. See, you show a lot of support to the channel. No wonder the political left and the Islamists think that I'm some sort of propaganda channel. Because they literally think the IDF and Mossad is funding me right now as we speak. I mean, seriously. Stop giving me money. No, don't stop. All right, let's go to the nutters again. Let's talk about the nutters. Yes, beautiful, beautiful tunnel, beautiful infrastructure, and very, very dangerous activities going on under the UNRWA headquarters. As we said, everybody's reaction is about tunnels. Oh, they happen to be tunnels underneath the buildings. Who cares? Owen Jones defended it, saying, well, it's just tunnels. It's not the tunnels that's the problem. It is an actual base with the intelligence servers, literal equipment, with entry access to the UN buildings, with actual guns and actual documents being found. We have the video evidence. You cannot deny the reality. But apparently you can, because a man could not be a man these days. I mean, who cares about reality? I mean, at this point, I can just self-identify as an old Chinese grandmother on a wheelchair. That's a quote. This is a statement again from the IDF. We're just going to read the first part, obviously, because otherwise it will be repetitive. But it's for the people who joined us late, because I can see we have so many people in the live chat watching the live stream. Welcome, guys, to 2CTV. Acting on ISA intelligence, the forces discovered a tunnel shaft near an UNRWA school, leading to an underground terrorist tunnel beneath the UNRWA's main headquarters. And this is what they found.
טוב, אז אנחנו נכנסים עכשיו למנהרה הגדולה הזאת, המנהרה הטכנולוגית. חלק מהתשתית שנשארה כאן, השרתים, ה-DVRים.
אנחנו כרגע נמצאים בליבת הסוד, לשמה הגענו, תחת הבניין המרכזי של אונר"א. כאן נמצאים השרתים המודיעיניים של החמאס.
חברים, אנחנו נמצאים עכשיו במטה הראשי של יו"ר אונר"א. מכאן הכל יתנהל, יש פה את כל המשרדים של כל סוכנויות האו"ם שאמורות לתת סיוע הומניטרי. יכולים לראות פה את כל הכבלים שהם מחוברים פה לארון תקשורת שהוציאו אותה החוצה. מי מנתק דבר כזה? רק מי שיש לו מה להסתיר. ויש פה כבלים שאתם יכולים לראות שיורדים כלפי מטה בתוך התת קרקע, מנותקים, לא השאירו פה שום דבר מחובר כמעט שאפשר, כל מה שהם הספיקו לחתוך.
Yeah, so let's go back to you guys. That's the evidence, the video evidence that we had. Where were we? We talked about Christopher's mum. Nicholas, there we go. Super chat from Nicholas, thank you, saying, any facial hair tips? You're looking smart. Are we flirting now? What's going on? I don't know. I was born beautiful. Solid Snake, thank you so much for your super chat. I believe from Canada. Oh, Canada. Muslims are absolutely disconnected from reality. No comment. Yep. Gary says, Maya asks someone in Israel if they can determine whether the servers in the tunnel are wired into the UNRWA power supply. It can then be determined how long the servers are connected. Yes, obviously, as the statement said, and the video, the second video that we showed you. Oh, what's going on? We'll sort that out in a second, don't worry. The servers, the supply in on 2CTV has completely failed. Absolutely failed. Let's quickly go to that video until I fix this problem. Go back.
טוב, אז אנחנו נכנסים עכשיו למנהרה הגדולה הזאת, המנהרה הטכנולוגית. חלק מהתשתית שנשארה כאן, השרתים, ה-DVRים.
אנחנו כרגע נמצאים בליבת הסוד, לשמה הגענו, תחת הבניין המרכזי של אונר"א. כאן נמצאים השרתים המודיעיניים של החמאס.
Okay, special thanks to the United Nations for bringing back electricity to 2CTV. This is what happens when I do live streams last minute without planning things. Absolute chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow the deep state decided to bring down my electricity. Ian says, pay your bills, dude. Pay your bills. This was a plot. I can assure you, CIA was behind this plot to bring down my live stream. Sandra says, do you happen to have any tunnels on the 2C towers? 2C TV towers does not have any tunnels. But there are tunnels, but it's the Piccadilly line, as far as I know. Cannot believe this happened. I know exactly what's going to happen in the live chat. I can tell what's going to happen in the live chat. Yep. The UN are coming for you, Maya. That's exactly what the plan is, apparently. Lorraine says, Maya, please remind people to check the daily to see if they've been unsubscribed. We've been unsubscribed almost every day in the last 6 days. Yes, double check. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but you have to manually check if you're still subscribed. It happens sometimes. Right. Colin says, look under your house, Maya. They're connected to your power supply. I apologize for that mess. Anyway, super chat time. Where are we? Actually, Sandra, I missed this one. It doesn't matter. You can shove the evidence in the face of everybody and they will still say it's Israel's fault. Exactly. Chloe, one of our regulars from Australia, says, thank you so much, Chloe. Dollars from Mossad. Every jihadi anti-Jewish comment and I'll give you more dollars. Brilliant. Give me more hate. Chloe will give me more money. Real Mate says, get those likes going, guys, especially if you're not in Britain. Push this channel. This is the real media. Or as someone said, a fake Israeli propaganda channel, whatever that means. Thank you so much. We are getting close to 395,000. Look at it. 394,000 subscribers. Almost 5,000 left to go to 400k. Thank you so much, guys. Old woman, big super chat. Thank you. Saying, keep up the good work. Buy yourself some whiskey. Actually, I did run out of my scotch. So thank you, old woman. I can't say the username. Peter Green, thank you so much. Saying, taxi for you to collect your pay. Love IDF. Remember, you can mix whiskey with more whiskey. So those who know me know that I'm very much against mixing whiskey with anything else. It's actually treason. John says, pay your electricity bill. It's not. It wasn't the bills. It's CIA and KGB and Mossad and MI5 and all of them. They came for me all at once at the same time. And of course, Islamists. They all come for me at the same time. Right. I think there's a comment from India. I love this channel. God bless you, sir. Your channel deserves 1 million subscribers. Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about me less. Let's go to the reaction again from Felipe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of the UNRWA. This is absolutely shameful what he said. Literally denied knowing what's been going on under the building and inside the building. It's not just under the building. They kept saying tunnels. The UNRWA did not know what is under its headquarters in Gaza. How did you not know? It had actual entry access. UNRWA is made aware of reports through the media regarding a tunnel under the headquarters in Gaza. Why are you just repeating what we already know, you idiots? And then they just completely do bullet points, deny, and saying we left that area, the headquarters, on the 12th of October. So because of that, we didn't know what was happening years before that. It's completely idiotic. But this is what I want to show you guys. Let's look at the details. So the top right, that's the UN school. The bottom is the UN headquarters and the top left is the university, right? The tunnel, you can see, 2 entries, school and the headquarters. This is the footage of the tunnel that was discovered under the Al Rimmel school. So they found the initial entry here. So they assumed it's just a tunnel entry underneath the school. Once they went inside, then they were shocked what they discovered. It wasn't just an entry to a random tunnel network, because as you can see, there are entries that links to the wider network, but then they found an exit, one of the exits that happened to be inside the UN headquarters building, and then they found inside the UN headquarters offices the actual documents and equipment that belonged to the Islamists. The UN agency completely denied any knowledge of that. I'm not surprised about it. But the other thing that I want to mention, which I didn't before, actually we might have mentioned once, was the fact that this stuff are quite old. The equipment is quite old. They're not all fresh. I mean, these two look quite clean. But some of them, I was talking to some people who knew about these equipments. They're like, well, these things have been there for years. It's not like they built them over the last year or so. This is, again, the footage showing the location of the tunnel underneath the actual headquarters and the entry as well. Why would they have an exit? Why would they have a door and build it for years without anybody at the UN agency, UNRWA, knowing about it, right? I mean, it's just nonsense. They have to be completely investigated. Actually, I don't want investigation. I don't care about investigation. I don't want any inquiries. Shut it down. Completely scrap the whole thing, including the whole of the United Nations. It doesn't work. You can't. You can't live like this. All of us. It's not just about the Israelis. It's not about just the Jews. It's all of us, because we are funding this. It's our money. That building, that sign, all this, we funded it with our tax money. See? Absolutely silly. Oh, the comment is still there. Let's quickly go back to you guys before I get too angry. Let's have a bit of a laugh. Mark Shepard, thanks for the super chat, saying a couple of quid for the electric meter. Yes, thank you. We will continue despite the attacks on 2CTV towers. Aaron Bacon, thank you, saying get an uninterruptible power supply unit. Now, I made a mess. The lights that we have, it does run on battery, but it's the batteries are not as strong as the UNRWA batteries. Usually I plug it in when I'm filming. I don't know why it was not plugged. See, that was a plot. I did not unplug it. Somebody else unplugged it to bring down the live stream. Don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Bill Bailey says that equipment looks about 10-15 years old. I've seen dozens of server rooms. Thank you so much, Mr. Bailey, for confirming what we said, what we thought already. It's important. For those who know, they can easily tell you that these are not fresh equipment or modern that have been around, I don't know, for the past few months. The UN are lying, as usual. Sandra is getting angry. This is not good for my blood pressure. Why do you think I make these live streams silly and witty? Because otherwise it will be too depressing. If you don't laugh, it will just be too depressing and sad. You're going to have to. The West is in a state of mental condition. Yeah. There was, for those who know Tom McDonald, the rapper, the anti-woke rapper, who did a new song, Facts, with Ben Shapiro. He also has a song that he was talking about, especially the younger-ish generation. By younger generation, I mean anybody in their even 30s and early 40s, millennials. He said something interesting. It's hip-hop, you know, it's not really my thing, but I was like listening to the lyrics. He said one verse of it. It said something interesting. We grew up watching South Park. How are we so offended? And it's not just about being offended, you know, all these like snowflakes. How are we not thick-skinned? I don't get it. What happened in the West? I mean, I kind of know, but it's still shocking. Chloe again, she's back, saying, I hear the UN and Islamist statements are given as facts on my Australian Christian radio. It makes me mad. Pray for me to be less mad, please. I shall pray for you to be less mad. The best way to do it is to watch 2CTV. Actually, no. A lot of people watch this channel get angrier every time. So, apologies. I think I'm contributing to mental illness. Kinko, thank you so much for your super chat, saying, did UNRWA wonder why a load of people were playing in the sand? How can people build something under your building with loud... There's literally a block, like a building block, across the road from here, They were doing tiny construction work, like a drill. It was affecting my live stream the other day. I was like, well, can you just shut up? Imagine building a whole tunnel under you with access, entry access and doors. And then you're like, oh, I thought someone was just fixing a car in the car park or something. In a day, many times I check your channel because I like this channel. Your presentation is amazing. That people are going to start thinking these are like AI chatbots. Leaving positive comments. Can you give me some hate, please? I need some hateful comments to respond to. Because people are going to start believing that this is some sort of a propaganda channel. But it is. I'm only my own propaganda, by the way. Derek says what happened was Marxist infiltration of the school system. Absolutely spot on. Started with schools, then infiltrated. Then basically all they had to do was just dominate the education system in general in the West, across the world, developed world. And all you had to do was to, almost like a political grooming situation, raise these kids, the millennial generation and the younger generation X as well. And then now Generation Z, make them what we call sensitive snowflakes with self-hatred and politics of envy and white guilt or whatever. And then as they grow up, they've already been groomed anyway. Whatever job they get, wherever they end up, they will continue the work. They will just completely continue the ideology without even realizing. They become like robots, like sheep. And they just become angrier and angrier and more sensitive, and just chaos happens. And this is what's happening now. We now have members of parliaments around the world, from Canada to UK, where the younger ones, you've seen the chaos from the younger politicians. These are the nutters. Look at AOC in America. We have a few of them here as well. Kinko's back, saying for years the magic word for getting what you want was please. Now it's I'm offended. Well, it's also I'm entitled. Don't forget. Jackie says, do you think these tunnels were already there and the UN just let them use them? But who built them? Was it like the same people who built the pyramids in Egypt or the Stonehenge? No, they were built since 2005, 2006. There were no tunnels beforehand. Well, there were certain tunnels that even the other side, the rivals, were already using. But the construction that led to the UN agencies was actually since then. All the documents that the IDF had discovered confirmed this. Anyway. Okay. It's now... Wow, it's getting late. It's 10:17 p.m. UK time on a Saturday, and clearly I don't have a live. I'm still sitting here talking to you guys. I want to say a big thank you because you have really helped me continue my work, and it would be quite even depressing for me. Every single day I have to talk about this and everything else, all the negative news stories. I have to go through them. I have to do research. I have to hear all about it 24/7. And if it weren't for these live shows and talking to you guys, genuinely, I would feel lonely and very, very depressed. But we are doing it together. And hopefully, watching this show compared to other shows, other channels, hopefully this will calm me down a little bit, give you a bit of hope. But also, you guys helped me. So, big thank you without getting wishy-washy. Big thank you as well for another super chat as well. But also, we're getting close to 400k. So, share this channel with anybody, everybody you know, even including your enemies. And soon enough, we'll get to 400,000 subscribers. You've been watching 2C TV. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.